Greetings in the love and light of our divine grid programmer, the prime creator. I have for your consideration yet more evidence, my esteemed viewer, for your consideration on this transgender agenda, the emasculation of males and the gender confusion agenda. I also have more clarity, context for why such a thing would be even, something that would be a goal, if you will.
Or male energy. If you want to take over a planet, okay, if you want to completely take over a planet, the first thing that you have to do is you have to take out the alpha males or the strong males from the planet, because the strong alpha males protect the divine feminine. So there has been a concerted effort, which is now increasing and increasing and increasing, to emasculate the strong men on the planet. A prime example would be Jenner. What's his first name?
Talking about Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner. They wanted to, in your face, show you how they could take an Olympic athlete and turn him into a woman, so that they could show you, look how powerful we are. And you can see through television and films how they are feminizing men more and more and more. You'll see men dressed up in female clothes, or men dressed up in dresses, or in perhaps in sitcoms or in television TV shows. You'll see the male more and more emasculated, and the female playing the dominant role. This is not to empower the female in any way. This is a trick to make it look like that it's empowering the female, when in fact it is taking away the protection from the female. The feminism movement that happened in the 60s was to destroy the family unit from the inside out. And I'm not saying this in any way that a woman shouldn't be independent and do whatever. I'm saying there is an agenda behind what is going on. If you feminize the alpha males on the planet, the divine feminine won't have protection. And if because the planet itself is female, and the divine females are a reflection of the planet. If they are not protected by the alpha males on the planet, then the war is over, and then they win.
The war is over, and then they win, folks. So, along with that was Max Spiers, actually, if FYI, Max Spiers, very interesting individual. He's I think he was murdered actually in Poland. I don't know, there's controversy surrounding, but Max Spiers. However, along with what he's saying, there's a story I recall from, is it Dave Chappelle? Yeah, Dave Chappelle, who he talked about, he was in a movie, and he, they were already into filming and whatnot, and, he already knew what the script was, and he had already filmed a few scenes, and he talked about this incident where in the middle of filming, he's there in the filming, where they hang out in their little trailers or whatever, and he said some of the film executive people on this film he was working on, I think he was in there, but anyway, they came in and they said, hey, we got this cool idea that we want, run past you. It's just a little twist in the script. But he said basically they wanted him to, just out of the blue, have him appear in a dress. And this is Dave Chappelle talking about that. And he talked about how he turned the offer down. They offered him, an insane amount of money more to do it. But, he went on to talk about how that was a trend in Hollywood, like how there's all these like African-American male actors that were, you would see that they would get them started out in the movies, and then before long, they'd all end up in a dress. So, it's this kind of Holly weird, deal, and it's all through the whole, the whole Illuminati New World agenda. And I mean, I think even Mark Zuckerberg's, he's married to some, transgender person. But I mean, there's nothing, inherently wrong with, and I'm not trying to berate this point, but there is definitely an agenda, and there's a reason why all this is going on. And it's not to infringe upon anybody's rights or how they believe to live their life. But when you have a top-down, very synchronized, very well-planned agenda to create this type of dynamic in our world, our collective consciousness, to create gender confusion, and I mean, it's not even like they're trying to give anybody a chance. It's like they're just, I mean, you can only look at all the wealth of evidence that basically that's geared towards the very young children, and basically just injecting this into their awareness at a very early age. And it's just the information is just, it's just overwhelming. But it's just one more indicative facet of this twisted, dark agenda that that we see that is being promoted by the powers that be. So anyway, that was Max Spiers. I'll leave his information in this video information. Hope everyone's having a great day. Namaste and namaskaram.